Grayson couldn't believe what he was hearing. This hacker claimed to be his son, one of the most ridiculous things he'd ever heard in his life. No way. I have no son, he said flatly. Why not? I'm sure someone like you has been with a lot of women in the past, Evan replied. Or could it be you're impotent? Grayson went still, jaw tight, at a loss for words. The mockery cut deep, too much. Just tell me what you want. Why are you doing this? Is it money? He asked, patience fraying. Number if it were just money. I have plenty, Evan said. My life is comfortable, thanks to my mama working so hard. What I want is for you to come, get on your knees and apologize to our mama. If she forgives you and gives us a father, then we'll let you go. Silence settled in. The children exchanged looks with one another through the feed. Why is he so silent? Is he scared of apologizing? Eric asked. The great Grayson Croft is actually scared of something like this. So pathetic, Marie laughed, delighted. Let me add more to his pain. Eric pressed a button. A meme pinged into Grayson's account. His face beside a surprised Pikachu. The triplets burst into laughter. He looks so stupid, Eric crowed. I bet he's fuming with anger right now. His face must be as red as a tomato, Marie added, playful and merciless. Yeah, let's see how long he can keep up with this, Evan concluded. He claimed to be my son, and he hacked my security system. Just who is he? This person is completely toying with me, Grayson muttered. He'd had enough. He cut the connection and slammed the table. Heat rose up his neck, anger and the sting of humiliation. Grayson, Cassandra whispered, wary. She shrank back from the storm building in him. He grabbed his phone and dialed. Rico, come here, immediately. In the security room, Rico dropped his work and rushed in. Yes, sir. Ask the logistics team and finance to replace every device in the company. And here at the house as well. Rico blinked. The scope of it was staggering. Sir, replacing absolutely everything will be. Grayson, don't you think that's too much? Cassandra said, careful but firm. We can just have the team fix everything. They're the best, we can handle this. Number. It's better to replace everything. His tone brooked no argument. He would not risk the same mistake again. He'd install the latest devices with extra layers of protection. So whoever this hacker was, he wouldn't get in again. Just the thought of someone interfering with his company made Grayson's skin crawl. He'd handled stress before, but nothing like this. After issuing the order, he turned back to Rico. Send Miss Morgan back, he said. Without waiting for Cassandra's reply, he walked out and entered his office suite. The next morning, Mia drove her aunt to the bus stop. Aunt, are you sure you still want to leave? She asked, unlocking the car door. There's enough room for you in the penthouse. I can help you process your divorce with Robert if you want. You can cut ties with that awful family and live with us. If you go back to your in-laws' house, you'll suffer again. I can't watch you get abused like that. Mia tried to persuade Esther, but the older woman shook her head. Mia, you're at the top of your career right now. Your children have such bright futures, Esther said softly. If I stay at your place, they'll come looking and cause a commotion. I don't want to drag you down. Don't worry, I can handle this. I see you've made up your mind, Mia exhaled. Okay, if that's what you want, but take this. She pulled out a card and pressed it into Esther's hand. Keep this and use it for your daily needs. If you ever run out, just call me. I'll transfer more. Yes, Grandaunt, you don't have to worry about money anymore. The three children chimed from the back seat. Esther's eyes filled. Tears gathered, bright and grateful. Thank you, Mia. You are so kind and generous. May God bless you with more fortune, she said, tucking the card carefully into her bag. Take care of yourself, Aunt. Stay in contact with us, okay? Esther nodded and stepped out of the car. Once they'd parted, Mia took her children to a private kindergarten Alana had recommended. The moment Mia and the children saw the building, they knew it was right. Mia went inside to register them, while the triplets begged for ice cream. She gave them some money, and they headed for the nearby supermarket, hand in hand. As they walked, they talked about the day before. Brothers, Do you really think our papa will get on his knees and apologize to Mama? Marie asked. Let's just see what he does, Evan replied easy. If he still won't and disappoints Mama again, we'll just find another papa. Yeah, as long as Mama's happy. I don't mind changing papa every day, Eric said, taking a bite of his ice cream. Anyone can be our papa if Mama wants to. Marie agreed. The three of you stop. As they enjoyed their cones, a familiar female voice rang out. The children turned to see Cassandra approaching with another woman. Evan stepped forward, shielding his younger siblings. Oh my God, the other woman gasped, staring at the triplets. Cassie, there. Marie took a step forward, plastering on a cute, fake smile. Miss Snitch, hello, she chirped, voice polite, words sharp enough to bite. Cassandra's jaw tightened. What happened last time still scratched at her nerves, but even now the little brat dared to tease. This time, though, Cassandra's attention wasn't on Marie. It was on the boy. She'd only glimpsed him that night, but up close. The resemblance hit like a slap. The little one was a mirror of Grayson, a living miniature of that man. She steadied herself and pressed a calming hand toward the woman beside her. Dorothy, don't worry, I can handle this. Dorothy crossed her arms, breathed in, and gave her a small nod. Cassandra looked down her nose at Marie. Little kid, tell me, who are your parents? Her tone was bossy, edged with disdain. Marie pouted. Miss, we're not close enough to exchange parental information, she said, dripping sarcasm. Cassandra's eyes flashed. Ah, so you dare to disobey me. I'm not done with you for what happened that night, and today I'll make it even. Her hand lifted, ready to strike. When Evan stepped in front of his sister, small shoulders squared. Miss Morgan, you want to hit a little girl now. His voice was cool. Looks like you want your name in the headlines again. You're just a little kid. What do you know? Cassandra sputtered, startled that they even knew about the news. We're young, not stupid, Evan shot back. Cassandra's fury climbed, hot and shaking. It took everything in her not to lash out at these kids. They were dragging that horrible night back into the light. Hurry up and tell me who your parents are, she snapped. Or I'll drag you to that hole on the playground. Miss Morgan, you're threatening 3 little children on camera. Evan held up his phone, red light blinking. I wonder what your fans will think if they see your behavior right now. You, turn that off. Cassandra lunged for it. Evan slipped back, quick. The recording ended with a soft click. He tucked the phone into his pocket and met her gaze, eyes cold. If you choose to act this way, you're ready for the consequences, right? Not even your fans will be able to defend you. Do you want your entire career ruined, Miss Morgan? Silence fell like a dropped curtain. Dorothy, who had stayed quiet, stared at the boy baffled. The manner, the poise, even the way he paused before a threat. No matter how you looked at it, he was the spitting image of Grayson Croftface and attitude. Cassandra's pride couldn't bear it. She'd always held herself high. To be ridiculed by children. No, not today. Fine, you asked for it. Don't blame me later if you come out black and blue. She flicked a look at her security. Go grab those kids for me. The bodyguards began to spread out, hemming them in. Before they could move, a ripple went through the street voices rising. A group of reporters spotted Cassandra and surged closer. Look, it's Cassandra Morgan. Cameras lifted. Shutters cracked like hail. The news is true. Cassandra Morgan abuses children. They caught the frozen frame of her raised hand, the flinch of the little girl. People on the sidewalk slowed, then stopped. The cluster swelled reporters, onlookers, phones held high. Cassandra's first instinct was to run, but every side was blocked. She pulled her sunglasses up, tried to shield her face, too late. The 3 children linked hands. Let's go, Evan murmured. They slipped into the moving crowd and strolled away. A few reporters noticed and trailed after them, until a black car slid into the parking lot. The doors opened. 3 large men in black stepped out and moved to stand behind the children. A quiet wall. You back off, one reporter barked, taking a step. Then stopped when his friend grabbed his shoulder. Don't, the friend hissed. Look at the tattoo on their arms, a dark emblem inked just above the wrist. The first reporter blanched, Sunset Sniper, SS, specially trained bodyguards from the military school, whose people guarded high-ranking officials. Power and prestige wrapped in muscle and silence. If these men were with the children, then those children were not ordinary. We're so sorry. We made a mistake. We'll leave now, they blurted, backing away. No story was worth dying for. The three men bowed slightly. Young masters, young lady apologies. We were late. Don't worry. Just open the car, Evan said. They climbed in. Evan reached under the seat and pulled out a laptop. A few keystrokes and headlines stacked across the screen. The clip had already gone live, again spreading across several social media platforms. He exhaled through his nose. 5years. The next day, Mia walked into the agency to see the result of her latest audition. Rejected, due to a qualifications issue. Don't feel down, Mia, said Sarah Steele, the agency president, voice warm. The agency I'm recommending will give you a better role than we can offer here. Thank you, Mia said softly, gathering her documents. As soon as she disappeared down the hall, the vice president stepped up beside Sarah with a sigh. What a waste. If only she could meet the qualifications. She's a rising star. Having her on the show would boost ratings for sure. Yeah, Sarah agreed. It's unfortunate. Outside, Mia's phone rang. Alana. Mia, good news. I talked to the penthouse owner, and he agreed to extend your contract until you decide to move out. Mia smiled. That's nice. The children won't have to worry about moving so often. The handsome owner seems to have taken an interest in you. Otherwise, why extend your contract when he could sign someone new for a higher fee? Alana's smirk practically radiated through the line. No, that's not possible. I've only met him a few times. We don't have any deep connection. Maybe he's just a good person. Maybe, Alana said, unconvinced. It was New York. People didn't do that out of pure kindness, but she let it go. By the way, have you seen the news? Cassandra was caught bullying your children again. This time it was live, and there were plenty of witnesses. Check your messages. I sent the link. The call ended. Mia tapped the link. A video opened Cassandra and Grayson. Boxed in by reporters. Cassandra, is it true you abused 3 children? Didn't you say you loved children before? Questions fired from every direction. Cassandra covered her face and leaned into Grayson, tears streaking her cheeks. Grayson lifted a hand. Listen, Cassandra Morgan is one of the kindest women I know. She would never abuse children. This must be a misunderstanding. He stared down the cameras. Also, the video you saw before was cropped and edited. We will find the full clip and punish those who took it out of context, according to the law. Ha! Does he actually believe her? Or is he just trying to save face? Kind. Such a word should never be in the same sentence as Cassandra Morgan, Mia grumbled. She remembered every single word Cassandra had thrown at her that day. All those heart-wrenching lines, all that poison wrapped in silk. And Grayson, if he was in on it, he'd still call her kind after everything she did. Watching that murderer fake a cry and play the victim made Mia nauseous. Disgust crawled up her throat. If she could, she'd have thrown a knife at the screen. And if it pierced Cassandra's heart, even better. Cassandra finally stopped sobbing. She faced the camera, composed, and slid into a shameless promotion. Please don't listen to the fake news. It's all lies to ruin my reputation. She paused, then smiled. Croft Universe is producing a new film right now, Lady in Black. We've reached a contract with a rising star, Sapphire. She'll be playing the female lead. Please look forward to the show. Mia blinked. That announcement caught her off guard. Sapphire was Mia Davis. She used the stage name to protect her identity and her children. Most of her fans only knew her as Sapphire. The name kept people from digging up her past. Her celebrity persona was different from her real self. Sapphire wore a signature red lipstick. Mia never wore red in her daily life. On set, she used heavy contouring to alter her face shape. Without those red lips and the contouring, people barely recognized her on the street. Mia knew Croft universe belonged to Grayson Croft and his family. She hadn't expected Cassandra to be involved in the production too. I wonder what he'll think when he learns Sapphire is me, she sneered. Her expression cooled. She grabbed her phone and dialed. Hello, Sarah. It's me. I'm going to accept the deal, but I have a condition. I want the company's CEO to meet me to sign the contract. Can you get me in touch with him? Ah, the CEO. You mean Grayson Croft. It might be a little difficult. Mr. Croft is a busy man, but I'll relay the message and get back to you, the woman replied. Yes, that would be great. Please let him know. Thank you. She slipped the phone into her purse and clenched her fist. Just watch, Grayson. I'm going to get back at you, she called Amanda Starch, her lawyer, next. Hello. I'm thinking of making Grayson Croft handle the contract himself. Do you think it'll work? I already spoke with your former agency, Amanda said. Based on what I heard, it will work. You're Sapphire, a rising star, and perfect for the role. Croft Universe already wants you. They announced your casting. If they back out, people will be disappointed. You can negotiate your terms. You'll earn it. Okay, good to know. A slow smile spread across Mia's face. This time, she'd give him a surprise he wouldn't forget. And even the score. Grayson was still trying to calm Cassandra when Rico stepped into the room. He looked anxious, and Grayson noticed immediately. What is it this time? Grayson asked. We received a call from Sapphire's former agency. She wants to come in tomorrow to negotiate her contract, Rico said. Cassandra dabbed at her eyes and straightened. That won't be a problem. I'll meet her tomorrow, Grayson said. Rico didn't leave. He lingered by the door. Anything else? Grayson asked. Yes, actually, Rico said. She wants to renegotiate directly with Mr. Croft. Cassandra's head snapped up. Why would she request that? She's just a rising celebrity, not an A-lister. Who does she think she is? She won the newcomer award, and her name is trending, Rico replied. He hesitated. She also said if Mr. Croft doesn't meet her personally, she'll move to Venus Entertainment instead. Grayson slammed his palm against the table. How arrogant. Everyone in the industry knew Croft Universe and Venus Entertainment were rivals. She was playing with him. She hadn't even needed to audition to get in with them. That kind of privilege didn't come often. But Cassandra had already announced the casting. Grayson wouldn't let his fiancée be embarrassed, and he wouldn't lose a potential A-lister to his rivals. You know what? Fine. Give her what she wants this time. Tell her, I'll meet her tomorrow at 9 in the morning. I'll make sure the contract satisfies her, Rico said with a nod, then left. When the door closed, Cassandra turned to Grayson. Grayson, next time, let me handle the celebrities' contracts. If you, the CEO, are doing it, then why am I even here? She pouted. What? Afraid I'm going to steal your job, he teased. She nodded, lips trembling in a practiced, sad little curve. Grayson reached out and touched her cheek. What are you saying? You're going to be my wife, the future mother of my children. Don't ever question your place in my life. Yes, Grayson believed they would marry. They'd be a family. She had value to him. Children. The word tugged at a memory. He thought of the hacker, the one who'd claimed to be his son. His son? Mia came home from work exhausted. All she wanted was a bath and bed. The moment she stepped into the penthouse, a delicious scent curled through the air, warm spices. Something savory, something sweet. She headed for the kitchen and found the triplets making dinner. They were too short for the stove, so she'd bought toddler ladders for them. By now, it was a familiar sight. 3 tiny chefs standing tall on wooden steps. Babies, Mama's back. What are you making? She asked, stepping in. Mama, welcome home, Evan grinned as he adjusted the heat. We're making rice and chicken curry, and Marie made dessert for after. Ah, my children are so smart, be careful while cooking. Okay, don't injure yourselves, she said, warmth in her voice. Don't worry, Mama, we're experts now, Eric chimed in, plating the rice with serious focus. We learned basic safety from that Michelin star chef. We'll be fine. When the curry was ready, Mia ladled it into bowls. They settled to eat, steam rising, the room cozy and bright. Between bites, the questions started. "How did your contract go, Mama?" Evan asked. Mama didn't get that contract. I wasn't the right fit. But tomorrow I'll go sign a new one, she said. You're not working with the agency anymore?" Eric asked. "Yes, I'm moving temporarily to a different agency." "What agency, Mama?" Marie asked, eyes wide. Do you really want to know which one?" Mia teased. "Yes. If you don't tell us, how can we protect you if there are bad guys there?" Evan said, full of fire. Okay, I'll tell you." She took a breath. "Croft Universe. Have you heard of them?" The children traded quick glances. Their father's company. Of course Mama knew. It had to be part of her plan too. How exciting. After dinner, Mia got them ready for bed and tucked them in. "Sweet dreams, my cute babies," she whispered, kissing each forehead. When she left, the children giggled under the covers. "Tomorrow, Mama's going to deal with the bad guy." "I can't wait," one whispered. The next morning, they woke early, dressed, and padded into Mia's room. "Mama, come on, wake up. Let's deal with the bad guy today." They shook her gently until she blinked awake. Mia smiled at their bright faces. "Oh God, how did she get so lucky? Can we come with you?" they asked in hopeful unison. "Number today. The three of you are going to kindergarten." They pouted, lips pushed forward in matching indignation. Why kindergarten? If they had a choice, they'd much rather go with her. But that was okay. They'd find their own way to help later. Mia arrived at Croft Universe headquarters in New York, heels clicking across the marble as she headed for the front desk. Judy, the receptionist, looked up and smiled. "How can I help you?" she asked. "My name is Sapphire. I have an appointment with Mr. Croft," Mia said. "Ah, yes, I know you. Goodness, you look even better in person." Judy's eyes widened. "I've heard so much about you. I can't believe I finally get to meet you." She cleared her throat, reining herself in. "I'll guide you to his office. Come with me." "Thank you," Mia said, and the two of them moved toward the elevators. Judy tried to keep her composure, but the words kept spilling. By the time the elevator dinned, she was already whispering office gossip. "You know, I used to think Cassandra Morgan was an angel, but after the bullying case, I just can't see her the same way." She didn't realize Cassandra and her best friend Jennifer were walking toward the same elevator. Jennifer stopped short, elbow grazing Cassandra. "Isn't that the woman from that night?" she whispered. Cassandra's eyes flicked over Mia, surprise tightening her mouth. She hadn't expected Sapphire to be that woman, and she certainly didn't know Sapphire was Mia. Mia wore a black V-cut dress that skimmed her curves, just enough cleavage to tease. Her hair was sleek, her makeup bold, heavy contour, red lips, a cool, dangerous shine to her. Different enough to make you look twice. She felt eyes on her, turned, and met Cassandra's and Jennifer's stare. "Cass, isn't that outfit a little skimpy?" "Scandalous even," Jennifer murmured too loud to be kind. "Are you sure you want to recruit someone like her?" Cassandra's gaze darkened, jealousy flashing before she smoothed it away. "Actually, I didn't agree to this," she said, voice soft and pained. "It was Grayson's decision to hire her. She's a rising star, not an A-lister, but he was persistent. Do you think there's something going on between them?" She gave Jennifer a wounded, worried look, one that always worked. Jennifer, impulsive as ever, snapped. Cassandra had used her to defend against other women before. It had worked then, so why not now? "You're right. This isn't right. I need to confront that bitch and warn her." She stormed toward Mia and planted herself in front of her. "Hey, you're Sapphire, right? Do you think you're in a nightclub? Why are you wearing such a scandalous dress? Are you trying to seduce Grayson?" For years, Jennifer had rooted for Cassandra to marry Grayson. She knew how much Cassandra loved him, and she'd run off more than a few women who got too close. This time was no different. "Judy, why did you let this vulgar woman in? Are you seriously taking her to see Grayson too?" she snapped. Judy froze, caught between an important guest and the wrath of Cassandra and Jennifer. Before Judy could speak, Mia stepped forward, calm and cool. This person doesn't have a staff card. Why is she even here? She asked, eyes flicking to Jennifer's bare lapel. Don't you know who I am? Jennifer barked. I'm Jennifer Dunham. Grayson and I have known each other for years. We're practically family. Oh, really? Mia tilted her head. I don't think Mr. Croft has a sister. How are you family? No way. Don't tell me you're his mistress. Jaws dropped. Jennifer's face flushed bright red. How dare you say that to me? She whirled on Judy. What are you waiting for? She insulted Cassandra and me. She insulted Grayson's fiancé. Call security and drag her out of here. Judy stared helplessly at Mia, panic pooling in her eyes. Cassandra squeezed Jennifer's hand, voice trembling. Jennifer, it's okay. She's an important guest of Grayson's. If we kick her out, he'll be mad at me. Let her be. She dabbed at the corner of her eye. The tears were almost convincing. Seeing Cassandra on the verge of tears, Jennifer's temper spiked. Cassandra, how could you say that? We need to drive this bitch out before she seduces your man. You stay here, I'll handle her. She stepped in and raised her hand to slap Mia. Mia caught her wrist midair. Her grip tightened, iron, unflinching. Jennifer couldn't move. Let me go, you sick woman, Jennifer yelped. Mia released her. Jennifer jerked back so hard she toppled, landing in an inelegant heap. You shouldn't have worn those heels, Mia said, dry as dust. They're clearly too high for you. She turned away, aiming for the elevator. Humiliated, Jennifer lurched up and shoved Mia from behind. Mia stumbled and hit the floor hard. Pain flared, sharp and hot as her ankle twisted. Rage flickered across Jennifer's face. She glanced around, grabbed a flower vase, yanked out the blooms, and, in a blink, cold water drenched Mia's hair. Her makeup, her dress, gasps rippled through the lobby. That's what you get for messing with us, Jennifer shouted. What is going on here? The voice cracked like a whip. Head snapped toward the entrance. Grayson stood there, fury carved into every line of his face. Grayson, I can explain, Cassandra started. He lifted a hand, stopping her. His gaze cut to Jennifer, to the vase in her grip. She flinched, set it back on the table, and scuttled to Cassandra's side. How could you do this to a guest? Grayson asked, voice low and cold. She started it first, Jennifer blurted. I don't want to hear your excuses. His voice rose, and the lobby fell silent. He crossed to Mia. Mascara streaked her cheeks, her dress clung, her ankle throbbed. She looked like a drowned cat, a wet raccoon. He sighed and offered his hand. Is he trying to be nice? She wondered. She hesitated, then took it. He helped her up, steady, careful, then turned his gaze to Cassandra. And instead of anger, something softened in his eyes. Oh God, really? Mia's chest tightened. She closed her eyes and covered her mouth, swallowing the hurt. You two are too much, she thought. All the women involved in the chaos were gathered in the main office. Sapphire here is an esteemed guest. Who gave you the right to hurt her like this? Grayson asked, voice cold and flat, looking from Jennifer to Cassandra. No need to be so dramatic. It's just water. It's not like she's dying, Jennifer said, chin tilted, denying what everyone had seen. Also, why would you sign a contract with someone like her? Can't you see how she's dressed? So scandalous. She couldn't keep her mouth shut. Even caught, she kept running it like a tap. You should just get out of here. We don't want you. She jabbed a finger toward the door. Mia had had enough. She turned to Grayson, stepped in close, planted both palms on his desk, and locked on his gaze, voice low and steady. Is this how you treat your guests, Mr. Croft? By pouring water on them and treating them like a piece of shit. If you didn't want to make a contract with me, you could have said so from the start. No need for this kind of rudeness. Everyone felt the temperature drop. She leaned in closer, only inches between them. You've truly insulted me, Mr. Croft. Her amber eyes burned with wrath and authority. It jolted Grayson. He'd expected someone pliant, agreeable, even like Cassandra. He'd been dead wrong. This woman was a wolf, a beast. Then it hit him, those eyes. The woman standing before him was the same one from Alana's wedding banquet. The makeup was different, the styling softer, but those amber eyes were unmistakable. The woman who'd irritated him that night was the rising star Sapphire, and they'd offended her twice now. First, when Cassandra yelled at her child. Second, this. Grayson stiffened, then swung to Jennifer. Jennifer, apologize to her, he said, voice low and dangerous. Why should I apologize to her? She's a nobody, Jennifer scoffed. Shut your mouth. Apologize to her right now, or don't step into this building ever again. Judy stepped forward, hands raised in a calming gesture. Miss Dunham, please, just apologize. It's all because of you, Jennifer snapped. She slapped Judy across the face. Judy stumbled, hit the floor, and a thin line of blood beaded at the corner of her mouth. Several staff rushed to help Judy up, eyes bright with anger. They stared at Jennifer with open disgust and drifted instinctively to Mia's side. Seeing them take Sapphire's side only fanned Jennifer's fury. She drew breath to unleash more chaos, but a hand caught her wrist. Jennifer, let's just stop, Cassandra said, gripping her arm. I know you mean well and I'm grateful, but Grayson may not see it that way. I don't want to strain my relationship with him, so please just do as he says. Jennifer's chest heaved. Then she exhaled and edged over to Grayson. Grayson, I just wanted to teach her a lesson. I thought she'd interfere with your relationship. Get lost. I don't want to see your face, he shouted, loud enough to startle the room. Cassandra had never seen him this furious. It was Sapphire and Judy. If he let it slide, he'd lose face in front of his people. Grayson turned back to Mia. I'm sorry for what happened to you, Miss Sapphire. She met his eyes, cool and unreadable. I made the wrong decision coming here. This is New York. There are other places, other agencies that will welcome me and treat me with the respect I deserve. Irritation flickered in him, but he forced it down. Jennifer isn't part of Croft Universe. She's my fiance's best friend. Her behavior doesn't represent our agency. I'll have her apologize to you. Jennifer and Cassandra stiffened, unhappy, but stayed quiet. Grayson's mood left no room for protest. You must be treating me this way, because I'm merely a rising star and not an A-lister, Mia said softly. I've even won a newcomer award abroad, something most agencies here don't know. If they did, they'd offer me a satisfactory contract. She turned, gave Judy a small nod of thanks, and headed for the door, steps measured, resolute. It bothered Grayson more than he wanted to admit. Before she reached the hall, he caught her wrist and spun her back. The sudden contact shocked them both. She recovered first, her gaze cutting cold. What is it this time, Mr. Croft? Going to humiliate me like your fiance's best friend? A frown tugged at his brow. For some reason, the word fiancé sounded wrong coming from her mouth. You didn't sign with me. Are you going to sign with Venus Entertainment? He remembered what she'd said earlier. If he didn't sign her, she would. He couldn't allow that. Mia let out a soft, sarcastic breath. She slipped her hand free and gave him a polite smile. I have the freedom and the option. You don't have the right to ask. She left, without looking back. Grayson took a step to follow, but Cassandra stepped into his path, eyes glossy, voice small and tremulous. Grayson, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for any of this to happen. Yes, me too, but I did it for you, Grayson, Jennifer blurted, eager to be forgiven. He looked at them and felt only disgust. He was too angry to deal with their drama. Do you realize what you've done? You just drove away a star we were about to scout because of your emotional stupidity. Grayson almost never lost his temper like this. That alone told them how badly they'd messed up. I just didn't want that sort of person around you. She might try to seduce you and ruin your relationship, Jennifer argued. It's not your place to decide that. This is a workplace, be professional. His voice rose. Then he pinched the bridge of his nose with 2 fingers and let out a long breath. Sapphire is a rising star for a reason. She's already won a newcomer award, and other agencies are watching her. She could be huge. You humiliated her. If she signs with Venus Entertainment, we lose a major opportunity. His pride burned. He couldn't let a talent like hers fall into a rival's hands. Jennifer, you really messed up this time. You'd better go apologize to her later and help Cassandra pave a way in her career. He tossed the last line over his shoulder like a blade and strode to the elevator, leaving them in tense silence. Grayson needed to think fast. He had to win Sapphire over. Not for anything personal. For the business. In his private office, he picked up the phone. Rico, find out Sapphire's preferences, taste, schedule, the works. I'm taking her to dinner tonight. Mr. Croft, Sapphire is just a rising star, not an A-lister. Do you really have to take her out to dinner personally? Rico asked. Grayson lit a cigarette and stared at him, displeasure tightening his jaw. He hated being questioned. She's not just a rising star. She's the highlight of cinema right now, and she's clever, Fox clever. She insisted I sign the contract in person. Threatened to sign with my rival if I didn't give her the chance. She knows how to press your conscience. I know what she's doing, but I can't stand the idea of her signing with a competitor. He wasn't desperate. No, not to that extent. But today she fascinated him, and he wanted to know more. Rico, book a table at Victoria. I'll personally accompany her tonight. Rico's brow lifted. Sir, isn't Victoria a special place for you and Miss Morgan? Is it really okay to take her there? Miss Morgan may misunderstand. Victoria was his favorite restaurant in New York. He always took Cassandra there, usually at a window seat. Grayson loved the view. When did I say it's exclusive to me and Cassandra? He asked. Irritation edging his voice. No, you didn't, sir. I just assumed, Rico said, nerves prickling. Grayson was in a mood, and the question had only made it worse. Even after years with him, Rico still couldn't read him. Exactly. I can take whoever I want there. Understood, Mr. Croft. I'll find out her preferences and contact her. Send her preferences to me in a document. I'll contact her myself. Rico tilted his head, confused but let it go. Okay, sir. As he left the office, he replayed the exchange, baffled. In all the time he'd worked for Grayson, the man had never asked a woman out himself. Even with Cassandra, Rico was the middleman, confirming plans, arranging everything. This new artist, Sapphire, was the first to be treated differently. Strange and fascinating. Sapphire. What a curious woman. After Mia returned to her apartment, she took a shower, changed, and got ready for her appointment with Edgar Lawson. Edgar Lawson owned the penthouse. Handsome and well-mannered, elegant, educated, the perfect gentleman in most people's eyes. When she first arrived in New York and moved into the penthouse, he'd reduced her rent after learning she was a single mother with triplets. Oddly enough, from time to time he'd send gifts, for her and for the children. A part-time benefactor, whether he admitted it or not. They had a good relationship. He was one of the few men allowed close to Mia in her private life. But there was a side of him not many knew. Mia did. Calm and even tempered on the surface, ruthless when it came to business. Of course he hadn't built his wealth by playing harmless. Edgar was also an associate of Venus Entertainment. When he heard what happened to her, he wanted to recruit her. Mia was grateful for his kindness, but she had her own plan. She refused. Today, she wanted to meet him to explain. After texting him, she went to pick up the children at kindergarten. On the other side, Rico received a message from her. I don't eat meat. The message went straight to Grayson, who frowned. What is she, a vegetarian? He rubbed his temple. Why did her taste have to be so difficult? He wanted to confirm it himself. Give me her number, he ordered. Rico handed it over. Grayson used his private line and dialed. As Mia arrived at the kindergarten, her phone rang. Unknown number, but she knew it instantly. Grayson's private number. Even after all this time, he hadn't changed it. That man held on to anything that had lasted, so easily discarding her when Cassandra returned. The memory hit like falling off a cliff all over again. Her stomach flipped. "Mama, why aren't you picking up?" Marie peered up at her, curious. A few other children looked too wide-eyed adorable. The pain in Mia's chest eased just seeing them. Yes, she was no longer alone. She had her children, and life had shifted in her favor. She didn't need to dwell on old hurts. Mia tapped the red button, rejecting the call, and turned to her kids with a smile. I think it's one of those insurance calls. You know how much I hate their pitch." Yeah, they can be annoying," Evan said, sliding his bag under the car seat. "Mama, give me a list of numbers you don't like and I'll make a program to intercept them," Eric added, casual as ever. For the little genius, it was nothing. He'd done far more complex things. Mia blinked, then played along. "Baby, besides intercepting those numbers, can you also line up a funeral home number?" "What do you need that for, Mama?" Eric asked. The others turned curious. "So it'll be easier to cremate them later if they keep disturbing me." The kids burst into giggles. Thumbs up, nods all around. "Mama, you're so savage. So cool," Marie cheered. After Mia rejected his first call, Grayson tried again and again. Every time he got the same message out of service. Rico watched his boss grow agitated and cleared his throat. "Sir, your number is probably blocked." "How can she block me?" Grayson was genuinely baffled. Frustration simmered. No one had ever blocked him, especially not a woman. If it were Mia Davis, she'd have answered in seconds. Why think of Mia now? He'd long forgotten her. Maybe it was Sapphire, those amber eyes. So like Mia's. He knew they were different women. Their manner, their character opposites. And yet, the connection tugged. Rico, on the sidelines, was stunned. Sapphire was a small artist, not a Hollywood star. Yet she dared treat Grayson Croft like that. Fierce, audacious. He made a mental note not to cross her if they ever met. Grayson had just lit a cigar when the door burst open. Cassandra swept in, tearful. "You have to know that Jennifer." She launched into a complaint that went on for minutes. He barely heard her. His mind was elsewhere, mostly on Sapphire. A call from Victoria came through. Reservation confirmation. It went to speaker. Cassandra's tears stopped. A bright smile bloomed. "Grayson, did you make a reservation at Victoria?" So you already planned to cheer me up." She slid closer, wrapping her hands around his arm. "Yes, I did. Do you like it?" He summoned a smile. "Of course. It's our favorite restaurant. I can't wait," she squealed. Victoria was an exclusive fine dining staple for New York's wealthy. Reservations were hard to get. It would be a shame to waste one. Mia arrived at Victoria to meet Edgar. "Sorry I'm late." "Were you waiting long? The children kept me a little occupied," she said as she slipped into her seat. The handsome, blue-eyed blonde shook his head. "No, I just arrived. Don't worry." They ordered. When the food came, Edgar reached for her favorite dish Wagyu steak, medium rare, and began to cut it for her. Mia's gaze drifted toward the door. Two people walked in, and the smile slid from her face. It was Cassandra and Grayson.